Gather round, friends new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. We are your hosts, Philip
and David.
Well, David, it's been an eventful week since we last joined around the campfire here. It's been eventful in that we moved the campsite itself. We've gone to Friday, and should we tell the people the thought processes that went into moving the entire show, the entire campground, the entire forest, David?
Absolutely. I'm sure the people are dying to know just why they have to wait an extra 2 days to hear our dulcet voices.
Ooh, I love it when you talk dirty to me. Yes, 2 extra days for the first week, but ever since then it'll be our normal weekly schedule. However,
sure.
we if we're pulling back the curtain, we record usually on a Sunday, maybe even a Monday, depending on the time, and of course the time difference betwixt us. But we record there, and then we turn around and drop the podcast on Wednesday. Now, I realize that to most people, I myself included, would just be sitting there thinking, well, I mean, you got 2 days to do it. Why don't you do it? Well, there's a bunch of underlying factors. In order for you to get me your audio, that takes about a day. Then in order for me to properly cleanse and clean both of our audios, that's about another day. And so by the time I get around to actually sitting down and editing the actual podcast, aligning our voices, making sure all of your naughty words that are being said, all of my ums are being deleted, it's about 11 a.m. the day of, and I'm still just trying to edit it, get it out in time. I thought, you know what, it's too much stress, too much rife on this
and
all
body.
All
the while I have to get these massive video files, these sometimes 40-minute up to 40-minute video files that we record. And I have to synchronize the audio files with the respective video files, and then combine them in Final Cut, and then go through the 40 minutes, decide what's worth sharing on social media, sift through all the and find what's nice, and find that golden nugget that might get you guys interested enough to listen to the episode, and then cut it all together, cut out all the ums and ahs and nonsense, and crucially get it down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which is the limit for Twitter. And then sometimes, we want to post more videos, so that you got to come up with like 2 or 3 videos, and it gets challenging. But now we've given ourselves an extra 2 days. We realize,
it's absolutely beautiful.
There's no logical reason why we should be rushing like this.
You remember that phone call I called you?
I was at work.
Yes, I called you at the perfect time, you said, and
yes, I just finished my lunch break, so
yes, and it's what, it was like 3 a.m. in the morning for me, about midday for you, and I call you, and David, I realize I'm probably saying this out of being extremely exhausted and tired, and so maybe I'm being selfish, so please, for the betterment of the podcast, keep that in mind first. But is there any goddamn reason why we release this thing on Wednesday?
Yeah. I always just trusted you because that was your choice. You decided on Wednesday way back when.
Well, whoever made that decision is a real dumbass.
Yeah, we could do it in that time, no problem, I think. But we are both working full-time jobs, so that kind of takes up a lot of time. So that is why you are now hearing POWWOW on Fridays, which, if anything, to me seems more appropriate. When do you go camping? Wednesdays? Psh, no, you go on the weekend. So there you go.
If you ask me when I'm camping, it's never, but I digress. Let us move along to the main topic. David, let me take this main topic here just to introduce it, because we have a very special birthday weeker in the house, and it's our very own you. Our very own you, David Hoffman.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday, very belated by the time this podcast comes out. But it's still in the air, and the reason why it's still in the air is because there's probably a little alcohol left in your breath from the loads of intoxication that you took this previous weekend. Yes, tell the people all the dirty details. When's your birthday? How much fun you had? Yada yada.
I recently turned 25. The big QC quarter century.
Yeah, you're getting
I'm
old.
feeling old. I feel like there's aches and pains all of a sudden happening all over my
Arthritis,
body.
yes.
Yeah. No, I mean it was kind of a mellow birthday. We're gonna get into that for sure in a minute, but it was good. It was a good week. I took the day off work on my birthday because I still had a day to take off, because when I work on set on a Saturday, then I can take a day off during the week at some point. So I did that on my birthday, which was great. Yeah, I just spent it with my family, and then on the weekend we went to this amazing restaurant. And I don't think I talked about it on the podcast, but here we go. Food, right? We went to this Italian restaurant in The Hague, it was one of the first places we went to when we first moved to this country back when I was like 12 years old. It's just this gorgeous little Italian restaurant, very fancy, very like utterly delicious food. And so there's this one dish that we always order because it's just like you can't order anything else. Like it's just too good. And what they do is it's called tagliolini al tartufo. They bring out the pasta in a pot, right? And there's this giant hollowed out parmigiano, like a parmesan. Sorry, I do have an Italian mother, so that's why I'm gonna call it parmigiano because that's what I call it. And it's this hollowed out giant wheel of parmigiano, and they like scrape up a lot of like the cheese, and then they like pour in that flammable oil, and it, and melt all that cheese in the middle with this like flammable oil. It's like on fire, and then they like put the pasta in there, and they like swirl it all around with the melted parmigiano and the goodness and butter, and then they like put it into like a swirl onto your plate, and then they grate fresh truffle and fresh freshly grated parmigiano cheese, and it's just to die for. It's so simple, but just absolutely delicious. And so that's how I enjoyed the Friday night, and then we had friends over Saturday. And if you've been listening to the podcast the past few weeks, my team, South Africa, the South African rugby team, won the third game against the Lions, the British and Irish Lions. I know you don't give a but I do. Absolutely ecstatic. That was yesterday. That was fabulous. So it was a good day and plenty of drinks to celebrate. So yeah, overall pretty good.
So is that how you usually would like want to celebrate? But actually, as a side note, before we get into that, it's a feast for your eyes before it even gets to your belly. That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That sounds absolutely
dinner theater,
exquisite.
like just dinner and a show, pretty much. Like it's awesome. Also, I want to say I was so ready to come on here this week and just tear Phil to pieces because I thought he had forgotten
yes.
that it was my birthday, because I don't check Facebook very much. And for whatever reason, being as close friends as we are, Phil, at this point, having been working together for so long, it surprised me that you contacted me through Facebook for my birthday. That was strange to me, but you did wish me a happy birthday, and you did it in Phil fashion, and I loved that, so thank you.
Yes.
But enough about me.
Yes. So that, would you say, well, first of all, yes, let me say that I did acknowledge it. I loved the message that I got that you were indeed, you would have been upset. Rightfully so, I would say. Very rightfully so. Would you say that that's in theme, the way that you celebrated your birthday, that's in theme with how you would want to celebrate your birthday, maybe even going forward? Like that's in the mold.
It's certainly how I normally celebrate my birthday. It's important to me to have my family there if possible, and they're the OGs, so that's a big thing. My birthday is always in the summer, so when I was at school, I never got to celebrate it with my friends, and I think a lifetime of not celebrating my birthday with my friends has made me feel like I've missed out on celebrating my birthday with my friends. So that's why last year I really, really desperately wanted to do like a big party. And I ended up doing it. It was a bit smaller than I had intended, but we did do a party, and it was great. But I honestly, like, the way I want to celebrate my birthday is with as many people as possible.
Oh.
I want it to be a big, not just like a big thing about me. I don't want to sound really full of myself, but I just want it to be a big thing with as many people who I care about as possible, all there to have fun. That is my dream birthday. But given how spread out my friends and family are,
Yeah, your circle.
not exactly realistic. I've got friends in like many different continents around the globe. So
The way that I would wish to celebrate my birthday is almost completely opposite of you. I would very much enjoy a small hangout, play some games, and maybe like a poker game. I did that this past year. It was quite nice. It was quite nice. I very enjoyed that. And then the one thing that I do that's something of a birthday tradition is I go to Denny's. Now, anybody who knows me knows that this is blasphemy because I very much am an IHOP man, but Denny's has the better birthday deal. They have you get a free Grand Slam on your birthday, and so I take advantage of that all day. That's about 3 meals all day that I try to take full advantage.
3 times?
I try to tire myself out so that way I'm ready the next year, but I don't want it at all in the middle, in between those times.
It's funny that you say that you're an IHOP man because you and I have never been to IHOP together, but we've been to Denny's a whole lot.
Yeah, well, the problem was that Denny's was right around the corner when we were hanging out together. So it was right around the corner, like 2 minutes away. And 3, the beyond the fact that the closest IHOP was about 20 to 30 minutes away, it's very expensive in LA. Mm-hmm. Very expensive. Ever since I moved back, I believe since they're trying to fight the pandemic, they've incorporated a daily special, which now this is all going to sound like a promotion for IHOP, and it's really not. It's just more so to say it's cheap enough to where I can go back again. It's a good place that I went for college with free Wi-Fi all throughout the night. For lack of an office, it's great.
Who needs an office when you have IHOP?
Absolutely. Amen. Yeah. Amen. So that's how I would celebrate my birthday. Small hangout, maybe a poker game, play some games, close friends, even like maybe 2 people that don't know each other. But other than that, that's my preference. I like a smaller, personal, intimate hangout.
Do you, if you have like friends from 2 different groups, does it bother you when you force those 2 groups together and you kind of have to act as a bridge between the 2?
Not really, because the groups that I'm in, usually I'm like the least sociable person in the room. So normally I just put 2 groups together and they gel of their own volition. They go out of their way. So that's usually taken care of for me. On the odd occasion that doesn't happen, it's usually actually just like family and friends. That's where the big one. And when that does happen, I'm usually more just I'll take care of my family. Like I'll just be around and be more sociable to my family and my friends. They all hang out and have fun, and then I can hang out and ensure that my family's having fun. And every once in a while I'll be the bridge, but usually my friends are pretty good about being sociable. Like it's hard for me to be the lone person who's like, well, meet together, get together. No, I'm not usually having to be the harbinger between the 2.
Fair enough. Yeah, I almost got into that situation this year. I was like, oh, I might invite this person and this person and this person, and we'll all go bowling. And then I realized like none of these people know each other. Like they're literally like 4 different, there would be 2 people who know each other maybe. There's 4 different like friends that I have who are not connected at all. And I just don't want to deal with that many like...
Right.
Yeah. And the other problem I always have is when I mix family and friends is accents, man. I don't even know what accent to talk. And that bothers me so much. It actually stresses me out.
It's a very unique problem, but yes, that would be a problem for you. What was your favorite birthday? If you can remember an age or specific time. For me, yeah, I know. For me, it's a little difficult.
You go first.
Yeah, I put either 14 or 15. I can't remember which one specifically it was, but this was a year that I got a gaming system. My big upgrade, which for me was a big one, it was like from GameCube to like PlayStation. Which, if you're into games, you know that's a fairly big upgrade, and that's next level. It was like a PlayStation 3 at the time, so that was tremendous. And on top of that very same birthday, I got a frog. yes, like a little like what it would be in your hand, like within not even the palm of your hand, maybe like the upper palm of your hand, very small. And the story behind the frog is named him, I believe, Joey. And I went, got the frog, very excited that night, took him to the bathtub and let him just kind of hop around. That was fun. And I put him back in his cage, went to sleep. Woke up the next day, Joey was in his drinking water. And I told Mom, hey, Mom, he's in his drinking water. And she's like, oh, yeah, honey, he's just swimming. And I'm like, okay. And so I go to school. I come back that night, and my mom's there with my stepdad, and she's like, hey, Philip, Joey died. And I was like, what? And so Joey had been swimming in the water just floating. And I just me at that young age. And she told me later on, she was like, yeah, I just didn't want to, I wanted your stepdad to be there so that way, you know, we could kind of break it to you together. But I just didn't know what to do like the next morning. So it was a very short-lived friendship between me and my frog, but it was exciting at the time.
Literally.
Literally. It was very quick. But for the day of, it was ecstatic. It's a very poignant memory for me. David, what was your happiest birthday?
I would have to say, 24 was great. 24 was fantastic because I did get to do that. You know, I knew I was leaving the U.S. Because of visa stuff, and I knew I had a couple months left, and I knew I had to leave by the end of August, and so I knew I could either go home earlier and spend my birthday with my family, which obviously was an appealing thought, but I wanted to stay in the U.S. with my friends as long as possible and get to have a friend birthday for like one of the first times in my life, which was crazy. As in like actually throw a party with as many of my friends as I could. And I got to do that, and that was amazing. But I have to say, I just look back on any birthday really with my family has been really nice. I can't off the top of my head think of like the best gifts that I've ever gotten. I usually get some pretty nice ones. My mom has this thing. She always gets me a little box of 16 Ferrero Rocher chocolates. You know those? Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a thing now, and every time every time I know it's there. You know, like I can see the shape of the box. And I'm like, no, not again. It's come to the point where it's like it's a joke now because it's like. When she buys them for me, I like eat them all in like a day, and it's like so bad. but yeah, it's a thing now. It just has to continue for the rest of my life, apparently. But yeah, I have to say also this birthday has been amazing because it had been so long since I'd seen my family, and so this is the first birthday that I've had with them in a couple years now. And yeah, it was fantastic. But the ones that stand out, I guess, the things that we've actually gotten to do were years where we gone to like the amusement park or something for my birthday. I always love going to amusement parks. So those ones definitely stand out.
Nice. What age do we think will be our best age? A lot of projection, or maybe if it's behind us.
In terms of what?
I left it subjective. I left it, whatever you want. Maybe for you, since you're an actor, maybe it's like the best year for you to play kind of like all roles.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'll peak as an actor, like castability. I'll peak at like between 32 and 35.
Yeah, that's about the age that I put. I put 33. I think 33 will be the last year that I'm like full at the peak of my powers, feeling like wispy and young, and then the next year, immediately after, I'll probably bust a knee and then always walk with a limp or something.
Yeah, I kind of want to think to myself like, oh yeah, I'll do well with a little bit of like pepper, salt and pepper, like a little bit of gray. But that's already happening, man. I've got like several gray hairs on my temple here. It's a little scary because I found the first one when I was 23.
It could always be worse, and you could be rocking the bald look. So at least it's white.
Grateful.
Yes. Mm-hmm. At least it's full. White is the next ask, but out of the two, rather have hair to work with than none at all.
Well, you're also one of the lucky ones. I know we definitely have friends who may not be forever.
Delusional friends, yes, one might say. Highly delusional, and will be very happy when they decide to fix the problem and take the hair from their ass and put it on their head. Because I believe that's the actual procedure needed.
Here's a POWWOW pro tip for you.
Ooh.
If you're balding, shave the damn head, okay? Don't do you're not fooling anyone with your comb over. Don't do the hair on the sides and at the back and then like bald on top. Just shave the whole thing. Everyone looks better like that than with like only like the top missing. Who are you, Friar Tuck?
The next step to that are the people who only have have it from like the temple down and all around. And then they take the hair that they do have in the back and put it as a ponytail. That's That's
is a
abysmal.
look.
That's criminal.
That is a look.
absolutely criminal, yes. This week's mini seg is bushwhacking, where we take a topic, a conversation, a point, something in life that me and David, which is very rare, agree to hate on. It's no Jared Leto, it's bushwhacking. So, this week we are going on the theme or topic of reciprocity, but only as it regards to birthdays, I believe, and celebrations. Yes?
Yeah.
I'll start us out. For me, the biggest one, and this is not a jealousy. This is not a selfishness. This is just do unto others, really. Giving a gift and not giving one back. I don't need it to be big. I don't need it to be either the same. I don't need to be better than the one that I gave you. I don't need it to be more meaningful than you. It's not a competition in that regards. But when it's I give you a gift and you give me nothing in return, gosh, Jesus, man! Like let's duly noted. Not like I'm gonna do anything about it. I'll just take note of it, and next year I will remember and just not get you something. I'll still be there. I'll still be in your area, giving you being your friend. It's not that bad, but come on, if somebody gives you a gift, that means that they mean something to them. You mean something to them, and likewise, I'd hope.
And I'll tag along there. If you are so strapped for cash that you can't afford a gift, the least you can do is a card. I mean, come on. And I'm not saying go buy a $5, $10 card. For that, you might as well get a gift. But you can make a card. Like, you can get a piece of paper and at least have something to say, to go show up and say, you mean something to me. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, saying happy birthday and not being said back, whether or not it's on social media or privately, I don't need it to be social. Sometimes I'll send messages of being like, hey, happy birthday, small little pun, just something. And it's not everybody. It's usually I try my best. I try my darndest to remember everybody that sent me a happy birthday on my birthday, and sending them happy birthday on theirs if it's available. And that works for the most part. If I miss you, I'm always like so incredibly like just guilty. I feel so bad, but it's the thoughts there, the wants there.
If someone sends you a birthday message, I would go as far as to say you owe them a reply. Even if it's like the simplest thing, you owe them a reply. I can't tell you, like, I have cousins whom if I go into my Facebook chat with them, I'll look at it and it's like, I look back and the last message is me saying happy birthday. And then the one before that is me saying happy birthday the year before. Yeah. And it's like, all right, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm not sending you a birthday message ever again. Don't bitch about someone else not coming to your birthday party or not inviting you to their birthday party if you wouldn't even go in the first place. Or you wouldn't invite them to your party.
That's true.
I mean, are you just trying to be included?
Yeah, some people want the invite even though they'll never go. I know that that's more notorious in like weddings where people want the invite even though they'll never go, whatever. But my last one was along yours. Be invited, but not inviting back. That's also something where you were invited. Either you went or you didn't, but then you're not inviting back if it's possible. Like if I move away, that's one thing for you to not invite me. Okay, common sense. But for you to not invite me and we're in the same friend group, we're talking every weekend, whatever it is, that makes it a tad awkward, a scooch awkward.
We move on to our once more. This week we are tagging along on the birthday theme, and I suppose this is the morning after where you are maybe unfortunately feeling you're paying the price for the fun that you had on your birthday night, which is what I'm doing right now, or was doing earlier today. So I sent Phil a message saying, oh yeah, birthday celebration last night, and he said, oh, let's do birthday as the topic. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling really, really crappy today. I'm feeling really hungover. And he said, okay, so for our once more, do you want to just do hangovers? So we are going to talk a little bit about hangovers and maybe hangover cures.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Mine will be a scooch different since I don't drink, but I do have a hangover story. I won't say when, but I went to work one day and I had to Uber there because I take some, how do I put this? I take some organic sleeping medicine.
Oh.
And the one thing, yes, but the one thing about that is that it's not, it's not, it doesn't feel even distribution, and I don't eat an entire thing of it. So whenever I have a little bit, it's not evenly distributed. So some bites, it's like dang, hits you right away. Some like you don't feel anything at all. But I must have taken too much. This was one of my first times being introduced to this medicine, and so I went to sleep, and I woke up still inebriated to the point where I needed to be Ubered there and Ubered back from work. And ironically, I was told I was a firecracker on air, even though I was there. I remember some of it. Just it's more of a haze than it is anything else. It was quite an experience to live through.
Yo.
Very, very scary, especially being on live radio. But yes, that is my hangover story.
I have been diagnosed with a medical condition that I actually have short-term auditory memory. So like stuff goes in one ear and out the other. When I smoke or have your organic sleeping medication, I cannot remember anything. You can say something to me and I will not remember it 15 seconds later.
Wow.
It is atrocious. And that's why I don't do it very often, because I can't have a conversation. It's like impossible for me to have a conversation. It's ridiculous.
Well, you'll have a conversation. You just won't be a part of it.
Well, that's right. But it doesn't flow very well, because if there's any lull in the conversation, I'm immediately lost on what I was talking about. Anyway, my first hangover was when it was 2011, so I would have been 15. And I'm not going to try to promote underage drinking. Wait till you're of age. But I didn't.
The age is different across, international lines. Greece, there isn't.
At the time in the Netherlands, the age was 16. I was 15, and I wasn't in the Netherlands. I was in the UK. My dad had taken me to the UK to watch a rugby game, Australia versus the Barbarians at Twickenham in London. Very exciting. And there, it was kind of like a whole day thing. And you have like a beer here and then a beer there during the game, and then margaritas afterwards at a Mexican restaurant. And I never actually got drunk. And I wasn't a big drinker at the time. I was 15 years old, so I didn't know my limits. I never got drunk, but I had so much alcohol that had gone through my system. The next morning, I felt like worse than I had ever at the time felt before. And I had to travel. I had to get on a plane and go back to the Netherlands. Oof. So that was real rough. Rough. But I don't even tell more stories about hangovers. I've had so many hangovers. But I know this sounds cliche, and maybe you think you already know this, but the ultimate hangover cure is water. Not the morning after when you're feeling crappy, you drink a lot of water. I mean, yes, obviously. But if you have had a decent amount to drink, ideally throughout the night, you're having a beer and then a water, a beer and then a water, a beer and then a water, or same with wine, whatever. But if you've gotten to the end of the night, drink as much water as you can healthily consume.
Yes.
Yeah, like a good 3 full glasses of water. You will get up to pee 3 times in the night. But you are going to rehydrate your body, and you're going to feel a whole lot better in the morning than you would otherwise. That is the secret. As much water as you can drink before you go to bed. And that actually really helps. That's helped me a lot in recent times, especially the older you get, the worse those hangovers hit.
And we are back to the game for this week. And of course, as has been something of a common theme here, we are bringing back a great friend. I was going to say late great friend, but that in and of itself doesn't make any sense. They are neither late.
I certainly hope not.
No, if anybody was late to this thing, it was David, but that's all right. We are all great.
It's
all right, David.
Working.
It's all right. But none of us are as great as Jenny Reiner. Jenny, welcome back. Thank you for not getting scared away the first time by all my shared trivia. We appreciate it. Thank you. How are you?
Hello. It is I, your late great friend. Wait, anyway.
From the beyond, from the great beyond, yes.
Truly, it is I, yes. All is well over here. Excited to be back. Thank you guys so much for having me back.
Yes, of course. Now, I don't believe that this was a thing at the time upon which we first
Definitely not.
recorded. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Jenny, you were one of our earlier guests. But one thing we have implemented since your first appearance on this show is that before we get to the game, we do want to ask you some questions. Nothing too hard-hitting or soul exposing, but just to get to know you, Jenny. So David gets 2, I get 1, since I already know you. So David, go ahead and hit her with your first of 2 questions.
All right, I'm going to hit you, Jenny.
Oh.
If you were living in an apartment above something, a bar, a laundromat, whatever establishment, what establishment would you want to live above?
Oh, wow. That's actually an interesting question. I don't know.
Like what would be really convenient for you? Either convenient or just enjoyable.
Fun fact about me, I love spooky ghost shows, and a lot of them are above bars. So like a speakeasy would be awesome.
Nice.
I'd be down for that.
You love ghost shows, so you love the Book of Mormon.
Yes, I do love the Book of Mormon.
You love yourself a spooky Mormon hell dream. All right. But
yes.
A speakeasy. That does sound fun. I think a lot of people would love to have that because, again, by definition, you have to be covert, even if you're just role playing. So it's not like they're going to bother you late into the night. But if you need late night options, it's there for you. That's great. That's a wonderful option there, Jenny.
And if it was haunted, that'd be an added bonus. I'll take it.
All right, Jenny. I'm going to get deep into the weeds here. What is...
Oh, dear. Not the weeds.
Yes, the weeds. What is your dental hygiene routine?
Nothing out of the norm.
No, because your norm is different than everybody else's norm, I'm sure. Do you wake up and brush your teeth, or do you brush your teeth before you go to bed? Do you do it 2 times a day? We talking floss? What are we talking, Jenny?
2 to 3 times a day, depending if I'm performing. I do floss every other day, at least once. I use an electric toothbrush. Always have. I also have one of those tongue scraper things.
Oh yes, so do I. If people don't know that, that's just such a great MVP for your life. Because until you discover that, it's game changing. It's absolutely game changing.
Agreed. I definitely agree. And my toothpaste is Crest, good old Crest.
Are you a brand loyalist or whatever's on sale?
I'm not a brand loyalist. Honestly, it's kind of just whatever is most convenient in whatever store I'm in to pick up. I do aim for cavity protection, though, I guess.
That's a good.
But other than that, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
My toothpaste comes in a jar these days.
In a jar?
Oh, really?
It comes in a glass jar, and it comes with a little bamboo scoopy thing, and you like scoop out a little bit, and you put it on your toothbrush, and yay, good for the environment.
Is it powder?
No. It's like toothpaste. I use the
like actual
one,
okay,
which is like black,
mm-hmm.
but you know, it's like a paste still. It's great. It's great.
Go ahead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my last question: if you really you've stepped into a job interview here, what 3 words would your friends use to describe you?
Let's see. To think hard about this one. Probably hardworking, even though that's 2 words. Let's see.
It's a hyphenated word. You're good.
Yeah, we count as one. I hear kind a lot, and I hear. Well, Philip probably knows 1 or 2. Let's see. So hardworking, kind, and probably. I think I'm pretty hilarious. I'm sure everybody else does. So I'll go with hilarious.
Let's go with it.
Yes.
Let's go with it.
Yes, I would concur. I would very much concur.
Great. Fantastic.
Let us tag it over to you, David. Tell us a little bit about the game that you have picked for us this week.
This week we've been talking about birthdays and whatnot. And so that got me thinking about dates. And so this game, I tried to come up with a clever name. I couldn't. So I landed on Calendar Schmalander. And this game essentially is a guess the month game, which kind of makes it a multiple choice question with 12 options. To make it a little bit more easy, I decided for my version of the game, if you guess the correct month, then great. You obviously get that question right. If no one guesses the correct month, then if you are only 1 month away, I'll give you the point as well.
Okay.
But if the correct month is October, and Phil, you say October, and Jenny, you say September, then I'm not giving you the point, Jenny, because Phil got it right.
Okay.
Fair? Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right. Shall I go first?
Yes, please. Jenny.
Yes,
this
you
means
shall.
war. I hope you know this.
All right.
Let's
here
go.
we go. No share allowed. Guys, in what month in 1969 did Neil Armstrong and Buzz Lightyear Aldrin land on the moon for the first time in human history?
Ooh.
Jenny, we'll go to you first.
Okay. Well, I know it happened in the summertime. I want to say first come to mind was either June or July, but I'm feeling in my deep gut that it's going to be July.
I'll go with April.
Okay.
It seems like a new beginning time, and that would just be perfect.
The correct answer is July.
Ooh.
So your instincts were
Ooh.
absolutely correct. Well done. Point for you.
Thank you very much.
Jenny. Great. Let's move on to the second question. In what month was Iron Man 2008, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, first released in the United States? Phil?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I go first here. If I remember, I don't think that it wasn't as much of a blockbuster as it's supposed to be. So it wouldn't be like, I don't think it'd be like March, which is like kind of normal blockbuster, beginning of blockbuster year. I think it's going to be August. Let's go with August.
Okay.
Knowing how, well, obviously, I'm trying to think of in general. I do feel that a lot of, when it comes to superhero movies, they do a lot of the so-called summer blockbuster releases. So my gut says summer again, but I don't think it would be July. No, my gut says probably, I want to say May.
It's gonna be May.
And once again, Jenny,
Wow.
you're exactly right. May 2nd,
Wait, really?
2008. Yeah. Yeah, May
Oh my
2nd,
goodness.
2008 was the US release. Yeah, well done.
Wow,
Thank you.
I'm drowning.
Not August.
I am
Not
absolutely
August.
drowning.
Phil, okay, so it's 2 points for you, Jenny, 0 points for you, Phil. But this next one is straight at you, Phil. Phil, you claim to be enamored with Ariana Grande, but in what month is her birthday? We're gonna hold off for a second because I know you know the answer, Phil.
Of
so
course
we're gonna go to
I do.
Jenny
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Oh, shoot. Let's see. Ariana Grande. Honestly, I'm going to try not to rely on this. My brain went right to zodiac signs, but I unfortunately do not know Ariana Grande's zodiac
There
sign.
will be none of
water
that
sign.
here.
Okay, good to know. I honestly think she's also in the summer. I get this vibe she's either spring or summer. I don't know. It's a summer
It's all
vibe
about the
today.
summer.
I'd make fun of
Summer
Jenny.
days and summer nights.
I'd make fun of Jenny, but she's up to 0 using her summer logic, so I can't really say anything about it.
Honestly, for real, I think she was born in the summertime. Like, I don't know why. I just get this vibe that she's a summer girl. I've used July and I've used May. Good old June is still untouched. I'm just gonna, this is a completely random guess, by the way. I genuinely did not know when Ariana Grande's birthday is. But I'm gonna say June. That's in my gut. June.
All
right. So I think it's either February or April. So using the strategy that I can, I'm going to go with March, hoping that I can touch either of the real answers here.
I can't believe I'm going to say it.
No.
But June was the correct answer.
Wait, are you serious?
1993 is the correct answer. Yeah.
Oh, what? No.
I know.
Okay, seriously.
Well,
that was a complete absolute guess. I did not know Ariana Grande was born in June, like for real.
Sure, Jenny. Now,
yeah.
Hey, David, did you hear any clicking during that? Did you hear any tapping, any looking up here with just her going on and on about summer?
No, I genuinely
like
guessed
Olaf over
June.
there. I love summer.
Seriously. No, I'm dead serious.
It is eerie that you've gotten all three exactly right.
No, I genuinely there was no clicking whatsoever. My laptop is charging in the kitchen right now. I have been nowhere near it.
All right, I am forced to believe you, Jenny, but if you were to run the table, you would be not only the first person in POWWOW history to get 5 right, but you'd be the first person in POWWOW history to absolutely run the table. And I believe you haven't lost, have you? Have you lost in trivia yet? Did you lose to me?
No, I lost both times previously.
Well,
I lost to both of you.
I must say, Jenny.
No way. If it was the share game, I remember losing the share game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The share game.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, it was. Okay, yes, that's what it was. It was a tiebreaker.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're playing for funsies now.
Jenny, you have won, but...
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Well, we're going to continue. We're going to do the last 2 questions so that Phil can scrape back some pride here. In what month was Super Bowl I held? Way back in 1967. Does it really matter who I go to first here?
No, I would say Jenny if I had a chance to catch. First. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, me first?
Jenny, go. You first, yeah.
So this is the Super Bowl we're talking about?
Super Bowl I, way back in 1967.
Okay. Do watch the Super Bowl every year with family. And usually that happens in January or February. I'm going to say, obviously, the different time compared to Super Bowls of today, but I am going to say January. That is my guess.
Oh, dang it. I thought it was January as well, just because currently it takes place in February, and I believe there are many more games. So I want to say January. You know what? I'll go with January too, and just take my lumps here.
No, you are both exactly right. January 15th, 1967 was.
Oh, there you go.
Super Bowl I was held.
All right,
and this one breaks my heart just a little bit. In what month did Robin Williams pass away?
Oh wow.
Phil, we'll go to you first.
I'm gonna go with September if I remember correctly.
We are on the same wavelength, Philly, because my brain went right to September as well. Let's see. In that case, I'll do the adjacent choice, and I'll go with August.
And perfect is
the
absolute right word here, which means that Phil, even though you were 1 month away, because Jenny got it exactly right, it was August 11th, 2014.
What?
Wow. Perfect score.
We have made POWWOW history, Jenny, and I'm so glad to be on the opposite side of it. Wow.
Wait, I am so genuinely concerned for how perfect that was.
You wasted your perfect game on this silliness here, Jenny. You could have done it in the casino, and you wasted it with us. We are honored. We are absolutely honored.
Oh my goodness, I did not expect that. That's crazy.
The final score is 5-1.
Wow. I'm blown away.
I mean, there was really nothing you could have done, Phil. She just had them all right.
I know. I can't even be frustrated.
I did. That was all I did. Oh my goodness. I seriously promise I didn't cheat. I seriously promise that. That's really cool.
Are you currently living in a haunted apartment above a what was it about the ghosts whispering you the answers? Yeah, above the speakeasy, the ghosts are all.
Oh yeah, definitely. My good old pal Buckeye the ghost definitely whispered in my left ear, August. Don't tell anybody.
Yes, we caught Jenny mid-seance, and she found the power from beyond to get this. All right,
good old Buckeye.
All right,
my month game is slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say I love David's rule, but I am horrible with months. As we played that game, I had to actually look at the months because that's my weakness in life is the months of the calendar. If you guys can hold each other to that standard, I would be much appreciative. I will hold you guys to that standard as well. If you are adjacent to a month and miss the month completely, then you still get the point unless somebody absolutely nails it on the head. Let's see if Jenny can continue her streak and go 6-0.
Let's see.
And we'll go with her first here. Of course, Jenny, mine is going to be concerning around days. So national holidays that you can find in certain months. This first one, National Pizza with the Works except Anchovies Day. Anchovy lovers move over on this day. All the other pizza
Whoa.
lovers get their due and pile on their toppings. This annual pizza holiday gets the spotlight with olives, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, and onions. How about mushrooms, bacon, or pineapple? Approved. Just no fishy business on this national day, or no pizza for you. Which month does this national holiday take place in, Jenny?
Wow.
Are you feeling summer? I feel I'm obligated to ask.
Summer days and summer nights?
Absolutely.
No, I think that would definitely make sense since pizza is a fun treat that everyone loves to enjoy, especially school kids during the summertime. But my gut is going with spring for some reason. I'm going to say April. That's my guess.
She says April. David, what say you?
I considered April, but you know what? I actually think I'm gonna go with June. June feels like I'm thinking June, July, or August. Like it feels very summer. Like I'm just imagining sitting by a marina in an Italian restaurant on the terrace and like enjoying a nice, gorgeous, freshly baked pizza.
With no anchovies.
And that feels very June to me, so I'm going to go with June.
Yes. I am, I don't know what the proper word would be, crestfallen or excited that Jenny has broken the streak. It is, but David, you missed it as well. It is actually, this date happens on the 12th of November.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, absolutely. All right, next day, we'll go with you, David, first. National Sorry Charlie Day. On this day each year, it encourages us to view rejection from a different perspective. It's a day to think about the times we have been rejected, whether we've been rejected by a sweetheart or a college, a prospective employer, or the bank for a loan. We've all been refused. The day also gives us an opportunity to reflect on how we survived the rejection and what we learned from it. David, we will go with you. What month is this incorporated in? National Sorry Charlie Day.
Yeah, Sorry Charlie. I kind of want to say, maybe it kind of feels like the thing you do at the end of a school year. No, maybe not actually. No, I'm gonna go with August. August feels.
He's going
right.
with August. All right, Jenny, your turn.
Excellent choice on the choice of August. Let's see.
What's your thought process going into this, Jenny? He thought end of school year. You?
Well, it honestly could happen any time of the year, but we all feel the need to apologize to all of our Charlies out there. I'm going to go complete wild card maybe on this one. Let's go with, I'm feeling back in the summer. Let's go ahead and do June.
June, she says, and you know what? Again, both of you absolutely missed it. It is actually the 6th of April.
Damn.
Well then.
The 6th of April. All right, next one, and we go back to Jenny. National Nut Day. This day is not about the neighbor that lives down the street or the coworker who sings with their headphones on. It is a food holiday celebrating a healthy and nutritious snack. On what month does National Nut Day take place in? Jenny?
I personally see, my brain went right to, what could you use peanut butter for? My brain went to the second half of the year, school, fall, think of Thanksgiving and peanut butter, pecan pies, like all those types of things. I am going to say October.
David?
Damn, I was going to say October, but I'm going to go with November.
And you'll wish you had said October. Jenny finally lands, and the blind squirrel finds her nut on Nut Day. It is the 22nd of October.
There it is.
There we go. So Jenny is the first one on the board, with David only one opportunity left here to try. We will move along. Yeah, one opportunity here to tie.
Question 4?
Yeah, that was question. Oh no, that was 3. That was 3. You're right. I'm sorry. I miscounted.
Okay. All right.
Here we go. National Step in a Puddle and Splash Your Friends Day. David, the particular criteria must be present on this day to celebrate. Unless the ideal conditions prevail, some areas of the country may have to create them. So can we really? Well, yes. The name of the day says you can. Life is short. Let's have fun and good luck. On which month does this day take place?
It's me first.
Yes, it is.
All right. I wonder, when is it really rainy? I think I'm gonna go with March. March feels like a rainy time of year.
All right.
Yeah, March.
Oh,
He says March, Jenny.
I see. We're all in the same wow, my brain just glitched for a second.
He was trying to get
We're all
away
on
from
the
the same
same-
wavelength.
Yeah, I was trying.
Yeah, that's the
Because you know
ghost
what
trying
they
to tell you
say.
that I'm wrong. Don't go with March.
With March showers bring April flowers, or is that how they say it? But anyway, I am going to go ahead with April. March and April are very rainy months, and I think April is. Oh, excuse me, I'm about to choke and cold brew. Let's go with April.
All right. She says April. David says March. And I say you are both wrong. It is indeed on the 11th of January. So it's not always going to be present, but it is.
I thought about going with February, I have to say.
Yeah.
Shoulda.
Should have gone there. David, you have only one opportunity now for realsies. To catch up. So we will start with Jenny. Jenny, it is Anosmia Awareness Day, and this day brings attention to a condition causing a loss of smell of all our senses. Smell perhaps is taken for granted more than any other. There are many cases of anosmia, and the most common reasons are due to upper respiratory or sinus/nasal infections or diseases. We've all experienced a cold or allergy that's temporarily prevented us from smelling. On which month of the calendar does this day really sniff out as I am greeted by motorcycles?
There could be several different choices when it comes to a loss of smell. One could say it could be due to allergies. One could say it's due to back to school time when kids all return to their studies and they all end up giving each other colds. There's also the winter months you could consider. My gut for some reason went to August or September for this one. I'm going to go ahead and go with August.
August, she says. David, where are you going?
I feel that is wrong. I'm split between December and April, and those are very different months, and I really hate that I have to choose. I would like to go with... why are you making me do this, Phil?
I apologize.
I'm going to go with... This everything rides on this right now.
It really does.
I'm gonna go with December.
He goes with December. The actual retail month is the 27th of February. Oh.
Damn.
If you'd have gone January, or if you'd have gone, what would that be?
If I had split
March.
the difference between December and April, I would have landed on February.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you would have. Unfortunately, it is on the, like I said, 27th of February. Jenny, congratulations. Congratulations. I had a fantastic tiebreaker that will now die and never be heard of. And that is fine. Jenny, congratulations. You have beaten us both. You have redeemed yourself for the one loss. You have validated the other loss. What really else is there to say other than congratulations?
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Sip your cold brew in victorious fashion. Is there anything you would wish to promote on the eve of Sunday, Jenny?
I don't believe there's anything to plug at this time. All of my current projects are closed, so nothing at this time. Thank you for the offer, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can people find you for whenever there is something for you to plug?
Usually I'm most active on my Instagram. You can go to my Instagram at jenrhine13. That is JENRHINE 13.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jenny, and hopefully we can have you back in the future again. We appreciate the time you give us and that you actually play these stupid games with the gut and gusto of a champion.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks so much for having me back.
All right, let us go forward to the scores. And with both of us losing, I get forced down to a record of 7-15, while David gets down to a record of 9-13. Still abysmal, but less abysmal than myself. Ow! David.
Someone just slapped me.
Is that going to be the thing now? We act out the name of each segment. I can't wait for us to get back around on the bushwhacking segment.
Bushwhacking?
In about 3 months or 3 weeks, I guess. 4 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I feel like it's just always a laugh.
If not for anybody else, for us, certainly. I'm sure
definitely
not for
anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah. The bite me is a good amount of fun too. This is That Slaps. You know what this is about. We're going to bring you guys some entertainment every week. And I'm bringing a song, as I do most weeks. And this one is a song that I'm listening to for the first time this week. And it's called Don't Wait Up by Robert DeLong. It's a jam. And it slaps. I really think that you, Phil, should check it out because I think you're going to like it.
I would, but I've heard about the song some negative criticism.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard some negative criticism. Said that it's the song's a bit lengthy, that it's a bit long.
What are you talking? Robert DeLong.
Yeah, boy. All right, I'll give it a listen.
Wow, you're so funny.
Thank you.
You're so funny.
Thank you. My That Slaps this week. I normally go themed, but I think for the second week in a row, maybe not. Maybe there was a break in between there.
No, last week.
Fair enough.
Last week you went on theme, I think.
But this week I am going off of theme just because it popped up in my life and I've been darned if I'm not just bopping along to it each and every day since. It's by Madonna, Holiday. It just always hits. Okay. It always hits. And that beginning, maybe the middle part, I think the worst part about that song is probably like Madonna's actual lyrics. But she sings really well. Like, if you took a holiday, like that part's the boring part. You want to get back to the beep, 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 beep. Like, oh, it's fantastic. So Madonna, Holiday.
We want to count how many movies that song's been used in.
I just watched one a couple weeks ago called Barb and Star Go on Vacation. And it's used in that. It's used in the trailer. It's fantastic. It slaps. That just about wraps up our episode here, episode 27 if you're counting at home. But we do have some things to get to before we put an end to this glorious episode.
Yeah, thank you to Cass and Crossland and to Jake Corlang for the intro and outro music and our That Slaps bassline, respectively. Thank you, guys. We couldn't do it without you.
We also would like to thank Tara Amstutz for her wonderful graphic design, as well as Josh Hans for the wonderful musical interludes that you find in between some of the segments, and to you, the listeners, as well. Please, please, please subscribe to the podcast so that way you don't miss any of them. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, hey, go back and give them a listen. They're all quality. I'd say for the majority of them, David, if not all of them, they're timeless as well. They hold up exquisite. And of course, you can find those anywhere that you find your podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and even Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere except for Pandora. You know why? Because screw you, Pandora.
In Russia, we invite bear for dinner and we drink vodka.